Welcome, everybody. I'm Filip Mihailovic, the founder of Real Unreality, and today I'm here with a special client, Maria, who made a full recovery from anxiety in just 24 days after 5 years of complete torture. So, thank you so much, Maria, for coming and doing this interview. Let's start with tell us a little bit about yourself, where are you from, and what was your life kind of like before all this went down?
So, obviously, my name's Maria. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I struggled with anxiety for close to 5 years, and it felt like it just took over my life at some point, and I couldn't find a way out, and I felt a bit hopeless, and I was not in a really good place. And I was struggling for quite some time, and I was going to a therapist, which I was doing that every fortnight. I tried hypnotherapy as well. So I tried a few things. I also tried medication from a doctor that was prescribed by a doctor, and the medication actually made it worse. So I only did the medication for a few days, and I decided to stop, come off the medication, and then yeah, that just made me feel even more hopeless, and I felt like I just couldn't see how I was going to get over this anxiety issue. So um, yeah, I guess that's the story, and I feel like I don't know, maybe it was God or someone. Someone was watching over me, and they're like, Philip, there's this guy called Philip. And no, honestly, like as now I can laugh about it, but before I was going through a very, very hard time in my life, and um I had like severe anxiety, social anxiety, um, even started feeling depressed because of the anxiety. So my therapist said I might have ADHD as well. So there was a few things going on. So yeah, and I didn't want to go on ADHD medication or anything like that. I still wanted to be myself, and I didn't want to rely on medication or be on something. But yeah, so I came across you, and yeah, the program actually helped me recover in 24 days. Um, and it's just crazy to think that not too long ago, I was in this like hole, this dark hole. And now I'm just like, I don't know, like 100% recovered. And in such a short amount of time, I honestly didn't think that was going to be possible. I had a few self-doubts, and I was like, man, like nothing has worked before. Um, and I've had this for so long. So, surely it's going to take, I don't know, quite a long time or something, or years of this and that. But no, here we are, 24 days, and yeah, 100% recovered. So I'm really happy
Amazing.
about that, and all my friends and family are really happy for me as well, because the people that I hold close to me know that I was going through some things, and they can see that I'm a complete different person now. So
Amazing. Of
yeah.
course, I really want to talk about the new version of yourself, definitely in a deeper question. And in
Mhm.
another deeper question, we'll talk about like what you tried before in like more detail. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to go back into your story, right? What do you think kind of led up to the anxiety, right? Like to trigger it to go, wow, like maybe there is something actually wrong with me and I need help. Yeah.
So I started noticing that I would have symptoms, especially in social settings that were not normal. I started noticing that I was just constantly on edge, and my heart rate would be, going really fast, and I'd be sweating, and um, I'd be very nervous around people, and just uncomfortable, and I don't know, my body would just go into like fight or flight mode a lot. And yeah, some of the symptoms that I started feeling when my anxiety was at its worst was derealization. Like I would feel like the world is not even real in some moments where it would be quite scary because I would just start thinking about something and then all of a sudden it just felt like I wasn't even real. And I'm just like, what? How is that even possible? How is it that my whole life up until this point, I've been living fine, everything's been fine, and then all of a sudden life doesn't feel real, the world doesn't feel real. It's a very, very scary feeling. And I used to get so embarrassed as well. Like if I was in a social setting and I started feeling anxious, um, I'd start having like a panic attack and thinking, oh my God, like, what if people realize that I'm so nervous and people will see that and it's just so embarrassing. There's no need to be nervous, there's no need to be anxious. So people are going to think I'm weird or strange. Like, people don't really understand. So, um, yeah, it's a bit unusual to be, in a social setting and then you're just freaking out for no reason and people are just wondering like what's wrong with this person, like why are they acting like that. So yeah, so a lot of symptoms around my heart. I would obsess over that. I would sometimes think I'm having a heart attack. I would think I need to go to a hospital. um and yeah, there were days where I just thought like I really can't keep doing this. This is so um yeah, it's like it's not a good quality of life. It's not a way to live. And yeah, so those were the main things. So a lot of social anxiety and yeah, thinking I have like health issues, so health anxiety and things like that. So I was always constantly monitoring how I felt, my heart, and just obsessing over those things.
Yeah, it's a scary place to be, of course, when you
Mm.
are in severe anxiety, especially the derealization. That is by far one of the worst types of anxieties that you can get. That was
Yeah.
one of my main severe cases that I've ever seen as myself, right? Um, Severe DPDR is the term, right? Is very, very, yeah, it's so scary to even explain. Of course, people watching this, if you are going through it, they can relate. It is so scary to be detached from yourself, from the world, questioning everything. How is this real? Am I real? Etc. We can go on about the symptoms. It's
Mm.
it's a scary place to be. Was there a like a lowest point in your journey where you felt like this is rock bottom, I've hit it?
Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, there was a time, like I said, I was really struggling and I was in a dark place. And I really felt like I hit rock bottom after the taking the anti-anxiety medication the doctor prescribed me. Um, I was prescribed like other medications as well that were only temporary relief. But that medication in particular, that was an everyday medication. That one actually made me so much worse, and it took me from a dark place to like rock bottom, to like the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. Um, I was really like thinking that I'm gonna check myself into like a mental hospital or something because I am not well. I'm not mentally well. I don't know what's going on. Like it's like I don't even recognize myself anymore. Like this has just completely consumed me, and it actually took like a good week or two after taking that medication to come back to some sort of normal. But the effects of that medication, um, yeah, they lasted for like a week or two, and that was like rock bottom for me.
Before joining Real Reality and finding me, did you believe that like making a full recovery was actually possible, or what was your belief around anxiety?
No, I didn't think that recovery was 100% recovery was possible. I was actually told from many people and doctors and all that that some anxiety is something that never fully goes away. It's always going to come back, but you just learn how to manage it. And yeah, so I already had this belief that it was just something that I have to manage, not completely like fully recover from. It was just finding ways to manage it and like make it bearable
How did you actually come across me? That's a good question.
on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. And like what made you kind of reach out to me?
So I just came across you on Instagram and I just had a look at your videos and the videos of the testimonies of the
Mhm.
clients. That's what made me want to reach out to you. Um, because there's a lot of BS online. So
Yes.
when I see things online, I'm not straight away buying it. I'm not straight away going, yep, take my money. I know there's a lot of like just crap online and people are just trying to take your money, make $1, and you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Like we're just what do you call it? We're just consumers and they're just pushing out their products or their services to us and I just look at things sometimes and I go, that's just a load of bullshit. But um what's it called? The testimonies from your clients. I was like, oh wow, that's not something that I usually see. Like this was sort of like the first time I've ever seen anything like your page. Like that was the first page I've ever seen. It was not it's not like I've seen multiple pages that are similar to yours or any accounts similar to yours. So this was like very interesting for me. I thought, okay, like I wonder what like how is that even possible to just make a full recovery from depression or anxiety? I'm just like, I've been told my whole life that it's just, it's not something you can fully recover from. So thought that was very interesting. But yeah, like the testimonies from your clients is that's what made me want to reach out to you.
Amazing. And then we obviously had our consultation call. I got to know
Yeah.
you personally. And then obviously throughout the call, what made you decide to invest in yourself and go all in?
I already wanted to join because of the testimonies that I saw. Um, I saw people from all over the world, but I even saw people from Australia, from where I'm from. And I thought, you know what? I always said it's one of those things that I would pay any money pretty much to recover from anxiety, to be to be myself again, to have, a good quality of life. I'm willing to pay whatever it is, just want someone to actually help me. And and then yeah, when we jumped on the call, I was like, I'm I'm a bit unsure, but I would rather give it a go than not give it a go and keep being stuck in the same crap that I was stuck in. So I was like, the medication traumatized me. The therapist told me to eat lollies and stuff. So
I can't believe that.
I was
Yeah.
like, surely, this looks like the real deal because there's testimonies and yeah, people looked like they were actually so thankful for the course and for you. And they were saying that they made a full recovery. And I just, I just don't understand how that can be possible. But I was like, you know what? I just think that it's worth a try. It's worth it if I've spent so much money on hypnotherapy and therapy in the past. If I continue to do therapy, I'm going to end up paying so much money as well. Doing years of therapy, um, it's going to cost me anyways. So Like, I don't know if that's even going to work, the therapy, if I was to continue on with that. So I was like, you know what? Um, I just have to give it a go. It's one of those things you just have to give it a go. And you were also you were really great on the call as well. Um, and yeah, and I thought, you know what, like he's cool as well. Like obviously a bit biased because we're both Serbian.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
of
like, you
course.
know, like that's cool. He's one of my people kind of thing. But no, but besides that, I felt really comfortable with you on the call too. Um, you know, I don't know, I feel like sometimes like therapists can be a bit, I don't know, old and and not on the same page and kind of just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like some therapists can be a bit hard to talk to. I think that's what I meant. But like age is not really it's not that important, but when you're trying to connect with someone and they're like a lot older than you from another generation and stuff, it can be a bit harder. But I felt very comfortable talking to you and yeah, it was a great call and yeah, that's pretty much why I wanted to join the course and be a part of it.
Amazing. I appreciate that, Maria. And how does it feel coming to someone like myself who actually specializes in recovery and has been in your shoes and actually knows what you're going through?
That's why that's another reason why I wanted to be a part of the Realign Reality program too, because I looked at your story as well as the testimonies and I thought, wow, like he's actually been through it himself and he's been through actually much worse. Um, and reading your story as well was very inspiring. And I thought, wow, like how amazing is that this guy, you know what I mean, pulled this off. I don't know how he managed to do it on his own,
I don't know
but
either.
you did it and now you're helping others. So I thought that was really cool and yeah, that's actually made me feel so much better about coming onto this course. Is actually getting help from someone who's been there, done that, and who's overcome so much. Um, yeah, it's like very I don't know how to explain it. It's very reassuring, um, and it feels like you got the right person on your team. You know, helping you out. I don't know. I feel like some people, like some therapists and stuff, they actually haven't experienced anxiety themselves or depression, so
Yeah.
um, they can't really, is it resonate or
Yeah, resonate, understand.
understand as much. They can't fully understand, but I feel like you can fully understand.
Now, with all the knowledge that you have for people watching, what do you think the difference is between real and reality program and therapy and these traditional methods and the knowledge that they have?
It's a huge difference, definitely. Um, the course actually teaches you how to rewire the way you think, rewire your brain. Um, the course helped me so much. Like I learned so much from the course, and I didn't even learn that much from therapy, to be honest. Like I learned techniques and um there was a few things like the grounding techniques and all that, but like I didn't actually learn how to, change the way I think. Um, a lot of the time was spent like they try to diagnose you with something.
Hmm.
Like, oh, what personality traits do you have? Answer these questions about, are you type one, type two? Like I felt like a lot of the time they were just trying to assess what I have, what I might, what condition I might have, and I was just like, that's not really helping. I'm feeling like you're just trying to diagnose me with something. and it's not helping. Like I just remember a lot of the time my therapist would be like, I think you're like this, you know, and should be going off a paper. I think you're this type of personality or this, and she would be always wrong. And I'd be like, I don't think so. I would read it and I'm like, I can't really relate completely to this. Maybe a couple of things, but no, and then, you know, there was always that encouragement to see a psychiatrist to get that ADHD assessment. And, you know, I would always say, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the assessment because I don't want to get on medication. So I don't see the point in doing the assessment if I'm not going to be on medication. If you're not going to be on medication, then what good is it knowing that you have ADHD if you're not going to get medicated for it? So I'm just like, is there another way of treating ADHD? And she said through diet. Oh no, through did she say diet or through exercise? I believe through exercise. And I was like, okay, I've been doing exercise though for over 10 years now. I come from a bodybuilding background, so and I used to be a personal trainer, so I know a thing or two about exercise. And yes, it does help. It's great for your mental health and your physical health, of course. But yeah, that's complete. It's completely different. The therapy and the
Mhm.
program, they're like the total opposite of each other. You know,
Yeah.
there's so there's literally I don't think there's like anything that I can say is like very similar or similar. Like it's completely different. It changes the way you think, and it changes your perspective on things. And and instead of reinforcing these beliefs that you know you have this or you have that ADHD, anxiety, you know, bipolar, all that, it actually teaches you to think otherwise. You know,
Yeah,
so it
yeah, yeah.
teaches you to break free from those beliefs
Mhm.
and yeah, there's so much more that it teaches you, but like that's one of the most important things I think is
100%.
not sitting there trying to diagnose and you know and obsess over these um what are they called disorders and illnesses. You're actually trying to break free from them, not yeah, keep
Yeah.
reinforcing them.
What is like, so people, obviously the people that are watching, they don't really understand what's inside the course and what's inside the program, right? If you could
Yeah.
explain to them like what are those differences when you say it's the complete opposite? What are some things that you know now that you were like, wow, no way, like you're teaching me this and that they didn't teach me this.
From the start of the program, um, you're taught that you are 100% recovered already. Your nervous system just needs to catch up, and you're already removing these labels and these um, disorders and illnesses that people have given you. You're removing that completely, and you're no longer identifying as that. That's not your identity anymore. Your identity is completely different now. When you start the program, that's it. You're no longer any of that. You're being the highest version of yourself. So that's what your new identity is. And that's what you need to work towards. And you learn a lot in the program about that and how to be your highest self. Um, but yeah, that's the main thing is you're not identifying as someone with anxiety anymore. You're 100% recovered from the moment that you start the course. So that's completely different to traditional therapy. And it's definitely not something that I was told or ever heard going through therapy. So that's one of the biggest differences.
I mean that yeah, that literally is you just summed up how to recover essentially is that you step into the version of yourself who is already recovered. You speak, act, identify, believe as if you are already that person, and your brain
Yeah.
and your nervous system just has to catch up. And for anyone that's watching this right now and still going to therapy, I want you to have a think for a second and ask yourself, how could you ever recover if you're going somewhere in the identity that you're not recovered. Because the only reason you go to therapy is because you believe you're not recovered. The only reason you go is because you believe you need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Every time you sit on that chair and you talk about your symptoms, you teach your brain anxiety is your favorite thing in the world. You talk about it, you react to it, you speak to your therapist, your friends about it. Of course, you're going to keep getting this cycle every single day because that's all you put your attention in. Okay. From get-go of the program, you step into that version who's already 100% recovered, and your only goal is to become the highest version of you. Change your habits, change your schedule, and do everything that that person does. And over time, your brain will adapt very quickly, just like Maria in 24 days, right? After 5 years, she's now 100% recovered just because she stepped into that identity and allowed her brain to catch up over time. Which parts of the program, Maria, do you think had the biggest impact on you? The course, the 24/7 chat, the weekly calls, the community? How would you sum that up?
The biggest impact, I would say it has to be the course itself. Like you've put in so much time, invested so much effort into into creating that course, and everything that course teaches you is like essential. It's crucial, and that that was the key to my recovery. And then on top of that, it was the calls with you. They were obviously helping me too. The community chat, the daily check-ins, all of that was just like cementing, if that's even the right word,
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, yeah.
cementing everything in place. But it's the course itself. That's what I felt was um, the most important part of my recovery. So learning from that course, changing the way I think, and letting go of like those old identities. Like you said, I no longer need to be fixed. I am the best, highest version of myself now. I don't have anxiety anymore. All those things, um, yeah, they were the most crucial part for my recovery. And then everything else on top of that um, was just basically yeah, helping the recovery process, assisting and getting holding me accountable to be the best version of myself and getting me on that on the right track there.
Amazing, amazing. And as you said, the course, right? I did definitely did put my heart and soul into that. It took me
I
three
can tell.
months to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very detailed course because it tells you everything you need to make a full recovery, right? It's very hard for someone watching this right now. If you're watching this, it's not impossible. I did it, right? But it's very, very difficult to do it by yourself when you don't understand how your brain works. If you don't understand how your brain works, if you don't understand what neuroplasticity is, what your identity is, what your subconscious mind does, how it's literally your program to your reality, you're ultimately just going to keep reinforcing this same system that your brain has learnt over however long you've been in it. And it's very, very difficult, which is why obviously to have the foundational knowledge and then execute it, that's just the answer. You just have to understand how your brain works and then put into action, as you said. With
Yeah.
the community, because I know that's something else that you liked, right? How do you think the community plays a role in this?
To be honest, I love the community that we have, and it's nice to see that it keeps growing and there's more people joining. It just means that there's more and more people that are actually recovering from whatever they were going through.
Hmm.
So the community is great. Even though we don't talk to each other directly, we have that community group that we all post in every day, and it's nice to see everyone just doing something positive,
Hmm.
sharing their little small wins or big wins, and it's good because instead of when you're scrolling on Instagram or whatever it is, you're scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, there can be some negativity online. There's a lot of negativity online, actually. So being in a community where there's just positivity is good for the mind, and it's good to see others doing well encourages you to do well too. So it's yeah, it's nice that we're able to have that as well. Because in therapy you don't get that. You kind of just feel like it's just a one-on-one thing with your therapist. But yeah, with this, it's nice because you feel like there's other people. You're not alone. There's that encouragement from the people in the community as well. So whenever you share something, there's supportive words, encouragement. There's um, people cheering for you. There's yeah, there's a bit of like thoughtfulness there. People just want to help each other be the best version of themselves.
100%. It's the whole point of the community
Yeah,
is to reflect your recovered self, right? No one talks about how they feel. No one talks about their symptoms on purpose because if
yeah,
your 100% identity
mm,
wouldn't be doing that. Your 100% recovered self would be posting good, positive things. And when you consume this every single day, it rewires your brain to for you to believe, hey, something's not really wrong with me. Like, look at everyone. They're going to the gym, they're eating healthy. There's a lot of good wins. I see all the clients doing it, and makes me happy, and it contributes to everyone else, and it's really good. I wanted to ask you specifically is when I told you at the very start, Maria, that in just a few weeks you would be 100% recovered, what was actually going through your mind?
I definitely had a bit of self-doubt, obviously from being conditioned by therapists and doctors and everyone that anxiety is not something that you fully recover from. It's something like you just, like we've talked about, that you just have to manage, learn to deal with, and live with it for the rest of your life. So when you said that, I was like, I don't know, that doesn't sound, like it's possible, but from what I've seen in the testimonies and stuff, it has to be possible because otherwise these people wouldn't be saying it. And now I'm here saying it. So it's 100% possible. But at the time I wasn't too sure. I was a bit skeptical and I still had my doubts because yeah, like I said, there's never been any claims that I've heard of that can say, oh, in a few weeks' time or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that that's not something I was ever told. So
100%. Like the reason why I love asking that question is because nearly every single person I've worked with and
yeah,
working with, and I tell them that like you're so much closer than you actually think. They go, like, it's just I can't believe it. It's just I've been conditioned, as you said, by these therapists, by these doctors, by the internet, by ChatGPT, by TikTok, Reddit, wherever you've read these things, and
yeah,
you've ingrained this belief in your subconscious mind that it's not possible. It's just obviously we're proof that it's all a lie, right? It's all a lie, and that you are actually so much closer than you think, right? Just a few weeks ago, Maria, you're in a very bad spot. Right now, you're living your life again, doing exactly what you want to do, smashing out your
yeah.
life. And I want to talk about that is the old version of you and the new version of you. Let's kind of see what's the difference now, okay? What is that difference between the old version of you and now the highest version of you that you are now?
Yes, the old version of myself. I believed that I had severe anxiety and that had social anxiety and health anxiety. And even though at times when things were going good in my life, I felt like the anxiety would subside, but it would always find its way back. And if there was a social setting, sometimes I would start to feel a bit nervous and things like that, as I mentioned before. When my anxiety was at its worst, I was always fearful of social settings, even going to like the shops and things like that, and also running my business, my beauty salon. That was a big struggle for me too, because I constantly have to be around new people and have to make conversations with new people and yeah, it was really hard. And I had really bad habits before too. I had a tendency to always stay up too late, doom scroll on my phone. I would sometimes consume too much alcohol or party a bit and then do this um, that there was a few things that I knew that I needed to work on, but I just didn't have the discipline or the mindset for it at times.
Mhm.
But the old version of me was someone that was very fit as well. And even now, I try to keep up with my fitness, but I've got kids now.
Mhm.
So fitness is not the main priority in my life at the moment. But that's fitness used to always help me in the past when I had anxiety issues and things like that. But I would still get anxious sometimes going to the gym, but I'd still just get it done. And yeah, I would be worried that people would be um, judging me, or I don't know, just had these thoughts in my head, these pointless thoughts. But yeah, so I've always been into my fitness and exercise. So the best version of myself still remains like that. But the old version of me, um, I had so many things. Like I was always very angry as well. I didn't have much patience. I didn't have, um, a good screen time. I was constantly consumed by social media. Um, Now the best version of myself is completely different. But like I said, still love fitness. But yeah, so I've got two kids now, but I am more patient with them. Before I would get quite frustrated because I couldn't deal with my own problems, let alone deal with my kids' problems. They have different types of problems, but they always need something from me. And I definitely feel like I'm a better parent now from, the program. Being the best version of myself, I'm more mindful about the things that I'm watching on social media. My job still requires me to be on social media, so I do have to be on social media from time to time. I still have to um, use it for my business, to market my business, to communicate with my clients and things like that. But I am 100% more mindful. I try to remove anything negative from my social media. I don't want to see any negativity on there. I want to see positive accounts that are actually benefiting my mindset, benefiting my fitness journey, and all that. So yeah, so that's one thing that I've changed. Also, waking up at a certain time, going to sleep at a certain time, being more strict with my bedtime. In the past, I used to stay up quite late and not get enough sleep. I've also started um, some new hobbies like reading, journaling, meditating, things that I didn't really do before. I felt like I had lost my connection with God. I felt like I wasn't going to church for so many years. I just felt like I didn't really believe anymore. There was times where I think, is God even there? With all the suffering that people go through in the world, sometimes I used to think to myself, what if he's not even there? Like I would start doubting that he's even there. So um, I never even said that out loud to anyone, but I think that's something that I've changed as well. I've changed my attitude and my mindset, and I've become closer to God as well. And I'm starting to go to church more now, and starting to have that relationship with God again, which I'm really happy about because yeah, like it means a lot to my family too. I have very strong family values. I come from um, a family orientated family, so we're all very close. And yeah, my family always pray for me and they want the best for me. So Um, being closer to God definitely feels a lot better now than before. Um, so yeah, and the new version of myself, my highest self now, that's who I am. Um, I make sure that I spend time with my family, quality time. I make sure that I'm holding myself accountable, making sure that um, doing all the things that the highest version of myself would do, not partaking in things that wouldn't benefit me and the person that I'm trying to be. So hanging around people that are negative or are not going to help you achieve your goals and um, not going to help you, yeah, be a good person or things like that. So eliminating people like that from your life, from your circle or whatever it is.
The reason why I ask you that, Maria, and it's really incredible to see how far you've come in such a short amount of time, is because for people watching, what they have to understand is that the version that they are right now and the version that they need to become, who is your recovered higher self, are two different people, right? Different habits, different mindset, different beliefs, different identity, different decision making. Everything is different, right? That's why I always say to people is that you can't expect change if you're not changing anything. If you keep doing exactly what you've been doing, you're only going to keep getting what you've always gotten. And that's for anything in life, right? Another thing is like I always talk about at the start of the program, Maria, is going all in and giving 110% every single day, right? How do you think that played a big role in your recovery journey?
It definitely helped me, definitely helped a lot. And um, I feel like if you don't give 110% effort, then you're not going to change. You have to really, really want to change. Um, I remember reading something from a book or somewhere in the past which helped me with my bodybuilding and training when I really, really wanted to take my training seriously and to start prioritizing my health and my fitness and all that. I was watching a lot of inspirational stuff, and one of the things I read was you basically, I'm not sure if I'm getting it right, but if uh, you need to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. So because you need to breathe, we have to breathe, otherwise we can't live if we can't breathe, right? We have to breathe. So you have to want to succeed as much as you want to breathe. So if you're not putting in 110%, then you're not going to succeed. You're going to keep stuck in your old patterns. So yeah, just have to make that decision for yourself and go, all right, enough's enough. That needs to go. All those bad habits need to go. And yeah, you got to be disciplined. You got to prioritize. You need to prioritize the things that you've been putting off, and and just do it, and just put in that effort.
That's it. That's it. And I always tell you guys from the start is that you have to want to get better more than anything, right?
That's right.
You have to
Yeah.
have your reasons why. You have to go, well, if I keep going the same way that I've been going for however long it's been, where's that going to lead you? It's just going to lead you with the most miserable life in the world, and you don't want that. So you
Mm.
have to be willing to change. And for someone watching this, it shouldn't even be a question anymore if you should or shouldn't want to recover. There's only two options in life. And in your situation now, whoever's watching this is option one is that you stay stuck, right? You ultimately stay stuck and you keep doing exactly what you've been doing, and who knows how long you're going to be like this, right? Or you do the second option that I did, that Maria did, was actually go all in, commit to yourself, become the best version of you, and make a full recovery. Right? There's only two options at the end of the day. And until you come to that realization, ultimately nothing's gonna change for you, right? Um, Another thing, Maria, is like, was there a specific moment, like a day, or you just, or like a realization when you realized you were fully recovered?
A specific day. Um, I just had this feeling for a week or two. And I was like, certain situations that would normally trigger anxiety um and things like that weren't bothering me. Um, like social events, like a christening, a birthday. I even did a social media content shoot, which was something I was putting off for some time because I just felt like I wasn't in the right headspace for it. I was like, I don't want to spend all this money and do this content shoot if I'm going to be feeling anxious and worried and what if I have a panic attack, things like that. So yeah, after doing all these things, I thought, that's crazy. Like I'm not even worried. I'm not even like anxious and stuff. And if I ever had a thought where I felt, oh, what if this, or what if I feel a bit anxious, or if I started to feel that way, I would just brush it off. And I would just say, you know what I mean? It's just my brain like talking shit. So I just didn't even care about it. So that's when I sort of realized, but it wasn't a specific day, but I just started noticing that I was not caring about things that I would care about before. And I just, not that I became careless, but I just didn't care about feeling that way. And
Mm.
I was like, wow, that's like really great progress. And just kept doing what I had to do every day, going through my non-negotiables, ticking things off my list of things I have to do throughout the day. And yeah, I started feeling better and better because of the things that I've started, the meditation, the journaling, the reading, looking after my body more, taking the supplements and focusing on eating better whole foods. Um, and yeah, um, and just sticking to a routine as well actually can help a lot. So when you have no routine, um, your body can or your mind and stuff can be a bit like, I don't know, like what's going on? What are we doing today? Like you can just kind of lose focus and start thinking about like unnecessary things. So yeah, keeping focused on what I need to do every day has been helpful as well. But yeah, there wasn't like a specific day for me. My husband was like, "Look at you, like you're what's it called, recovered now, you know?" And he was just joking with me, being a bit silly, and said, Philip has fixed you, even though that's not what it's not what we're trying to do here. We're
Yeah,
not
of
trying to get
course.
fixed, right? We're not broken, but um, he just wanted to say it in a light-hearted way,
Yeah.
make it make me smile, make me laugh. He says funny things. So, but yeah, he was like, "You're fixed now. That's it. The program worked.
That's it. That's it.
It worked." So yeah,
And it's true what you said, right? It's never a day. You don't just wake up one day and you go, oh, today's the day I'm recovered.
yeah,
No, it's a realization when you're so focused on your higher self and you're so focused on your life again and you're being that version of yourself who is recovered, you just realize you're recovered. It's
yeah,
just like, well, I'm good now. It's kind of like that. And for someone like that doesn't understand what we're saying is that the belief that you have right now is, oh, like I'm gonna wake up one day and there's a feeling that's gonna tell me I'm recovered. It's not. Being recovered is an identity. It's what you choose to do when hard emotions and thoughts and sensations come up. What you do in the moment determines whether you're recovered or not. That's the whole point of it.
right.
Um, and how does your life feel like now, Maria, that you are 100% recovered? And what does your life look like? Yeah, for people watching.
Well, it feels good. I'm so happy because um, I always thought that anxiety is always just going to be there in the background, and that I'm never going to truly move on from it or recover from it. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I've got two kids now, and um, I don't want to let anxiety ruin that for them. I don't want to stuff up their childhood because of my issues. I always was worried about them as well. Um, and I was thinking, I don't, I can't be the best version of myself if I've got anxiety, and I want that for them. I want them to have the best version of me, because their childhood is so important, and um, if you're not being the best version of yourself, then you can't be the best parent you can be, and it can impact them in many ways. Um, as much as it impacts you, it also impacts your kids. So, I'm really happy about that. And I feel like I can be a better mom. I can play with them more. I can, do more things with them and not be so caught up in my own head. And, there'll be times where I'd be like to my husband, like, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling anxious. This was in the past. And I would tell him that I can't be with them or whatever it is. I just need some time to myself, and I would try and leave them alone so that I can just go and um, think about, I don't know, whatever I was thinking about, and try and overcome it. Um, so that, and also my business, being fully recovered now is obviously um, really beneficial for my business. I'm able to, drive the business to where it needs to be. I'm able to be quite social and talkative with my clients and not be scared of like, oh, what if they don't like me? Or um, what if they, what if they, um, yeah, what if they don't like the services, or what if they don't like this? As a business owner, you have to think about these things, right? But I don't obsess over that. I don't obsess over having to win everyone over. Some clients, they'll come and then they won't come back, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can try my best, but at the end of the day, you just can't force people to come back. So if they want to come back, they can come back. But
Yeah.
I just have this mindset now that's kind of unbreakable. I just feel like I'm confident, I'm happy, and really I'm looking after my clients as best as I can, and that's all I can do. And I don't need to, um, what's it called, try and impress everyone. I just be myself. And, I've always been a really social person, even though I struggled with anxiety. I felt very extroverted. I have times where I'm a bit introverted, but I definitely feel like I'm more of an extrovert, which is why I want to have a beauty salon. So I feel like that wouldn't be a good job for someone who's very introverted. But yeah, just being able to let go of these fears has made me a better mum, a better business person, a better business owner. I mean, a better wife as well. Um, and yeah, I feel like all areas of my life have improved. But it's just nice to be able to just chat to people in public, or just with my clients, and not have to worry about having a panic attack, or freaking out over something you know that's not even important. Um, and yeah, like that's that's the best part, I think.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear that. It's a lot of improvement, a lot of good things that have changed, a lot of good things that are happening at the moment. And being recovered is beautiful because it's not that you won't stress again. It's just that your stress will go towards good things like your business, your family. You're actually
Yeah.
focusing on what's important. You're not focusing internally anymore. Every sensation, every thought, every emotion. And then on top of that, you've got your daily stresses and stuff like that. But it's a beautiful thing. For someone who's watching this right now and is still on the fence, skeptical, or, doubting the program, what would you honestly tell them?
if they're doubting the program, I would tell them to watch the testimonies. I would tell them, watch this video, watch me talk. Like, I didn't think that, this program was 100% at first. Like I said, I was a bit skeptical. I had my doubts. Like I said, not I don't believe everything I see on social media. Um, but yeah, if they're skeptical, then just watch the testimonies and watch your story as well. I feel like your story is so inspiring. Like I said, um, that's what drew me as well towards the program was that you've actually been there yourself and you've recovered and you've been able to help others do the same. Um, but if they're still on the fence about it, I just want people to think about it. Like, is it worth staying stuck in the same place that you are now, or is it worth trying something that um, will change your life? What would you rather? Would you rather stay where you are now at this point in time and continue on like that, and be miserable or anxious or whatever it is? Or would you rather be like the best version of yourself and let go of all that, let go of all the labels and the things that people have conditioned you to believe? Like, I don't
Amazing.
know if you would rather be stuck, then obviously the program's not for you if you don't want to help yourself. But if you want to help yourself and change and recover, then do the program. I'm
Simple as that,
sorry,
right?
gotta do the program, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I can't work with people who don't want to change. It's impossible. And
Yeah.
frankly, I only work with people who want to recover, right? It's impossible for me to jump through the screen and rewire your brain and change your life. It's not going to happen, right? The
No.
only person who's going to change your life is you, the person who's watching this. Only you are the solution. I'm the guider, but if without the implementation, it's just useless. Okay. And last question, Maria, is if you had to leave this world with one piece of advice for someone who's at rock bottom, struggling with severe anxiety or depression or whatever it is, yeah, what would you tell them?
So my advice would be to stop waiting around for change to happen. If you want this, whatever you're going through to change, you have to change yourself. You have to go and change. You can't wait for someone to come and save you. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to put in the work for you. You got to go and do it. You just got to go, all right, that's it. Enough's enough. You've got to really want to change really, really bad. And and yeah, and that's it. So, there's no more I'll just wait until, this gets better and, it's just gonna sort of get better over time. Um, no, stop saying those things to yourself. And just put in the 110%. Just give it a go and say, that's it. From today onwards, I don't want to live like this no more.
That's it, straightforward, right? For people watching, you got to understand, feeling ready to recover, feeling ready to change, feeling ready to do anything new isn't a feeling. You're never going to feel ready because ready is a decision. That's what it is. It's a decision that you have to make. It's not, you're never going to feel, there's no such thing as the right time. There
Mm.
is nothing. It's the biggest lie ever told.
Yeah.
The only difference, as I said before, between someone watching this and me and Maria is that we decided to bet on ourselves and go all in. And ultimately now we're living our lives recovered because we decided to do the work. And yeah, that's straight to the point, right? And I just wanted to say thank you, Maria, for expressing your story to everyone, sharing it, showing people that it's possible to actually
Yeah.
make a full recovery. After 5 years, you didn't think it was possible. 24 days later, look at you now. Look how amazing your life is. Look how much you've changed. Look at your higher self. You're now, doing so much better with your business, being a better mother, being a better wife. Everything's going positive for yourself. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you for being an amazing client and yeah, making my life happy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel like I owe you the thank yous. You've been saying thank you for being such an amazing client, but all I'm thinking about while you're saying these things is no, like it's me who needs to thank you because honestly, I don't even want to think about what I would be doing right now or how I would be feeling, where I would be at in my life, if I didn't come across the program, if I didn't, scroll on Instagram and see you pop up. Or what if I just scrolled past, like there's a few things that, you know, um, play in my mind sometimes, but I'm just like, yeah, it's crazy to think that yeah, I'm here now talking to you about how I fully recovered. And yeah, I want to say thank you so much for that. And I'm really grateful for the program and for your help and your support. Um, you've been amazing as well. And yeah, I'm really happy to be part of the program and happy to be here with you right now.
Thank you, Maria, for the kind words. I love being appreciated. As I was actually discussing this with someone else the other day, was being recovered was my favorite feeling until I actually helped someone recover, right? That was a more fulfilling feeling to like having these calls with you guys and going and getting appreciated because I know what it's like to be at rock bottom and then seeing someone's life change. It's just the best feeling. But of course, Maria, you're welcome. And yeah, once again, thank you so much.